A lot of people said this couldn't happen, but Vechain has helped Walmart China surpass 200 million transactions on its blockchain traceability platform. My name is Wade Teamer. I want to thank you for watching DHN Crypto. I have been following this narrative since I got into the space in 2019. As a matter of fact, much like XDC, got a file on Vechain too. So if you want to know what's in that file, I would advise you to hit that subscribe button. Now, today we're going to be talking about this achievement because with the context that I have, I'm pretty sure I have an idea how they reached 200 million transactions because this has been in the works for a while. So let's jump into the article, guys, courtesy of the Crypto Basic, and they report that Vechain said it has helped retail corporation Walmart China to process over 200 million transactions. Notably, the transactions were processed on a private network dubbed Walmart China Blockchain Traceability Platform. The feat comes barely 3 months after Vechain secured a groundbreaking U.S. patent. The patent, which was approved on October 24th, unveiled Vechain's plans to introduce a novel method for processing a single transaction with multiple tasks. Now, that was an interesting detail that they added to this article because we just covered the whole ICO situation when it comes to that patent. We went down what it actually means. And yeah, it does allow Vechain to process large-scale transactions. So there could be a possibility that it was applied to supply chain transactions. The testing has been there. We have to understand that by the time a company hits the market with a patent, you know they've been developing the product for years. And you'll find out by the end of this video, this goes back for years. Now, following the success of Walmart partnership with Vechain, the duo introduced 23 product lines into the traceability platform, a move that further showcased the real-world applicability of blockchain solutions. Since the partnership was announced, hundreds of Walmart China customers have used Vechain's technology to track products and obtain other details. This has contributed to the massive surge of the platform's transaction volume to over 200 million. Now, I'm gonna tell you a couple things. Every time we talk about Vechain, I like to show that clip of the wine bottle being registered using Vechain technology. It's the perfect example of what's going on real time. And all due respect to the author of this, but there was a bit more than 23 products, right? The original 23 products, that was a part of the introduction. This introduction, remember, was 2019. Now, going back through the file and doing some more research, I found a number of details that I really didn't know before. All right. The whole problem that they're addressing here is food traceability. As a matter of fact, so back in 2015, China specifically, their government had to crack down. They found 100,000 tons of meat that were decades old. Now, it has I didn't find the details about how long this meat had been in circulation, but the numbers were projected to be like 453 million US dollars in damages. Now, if they had an effective platform, they could have prevented a lot of that. But that's just a small example of the bigger problem that Vechain is trying to solve with this technology and with this partnership. Now, we're going to go back to the original press release where they talked about not only the original 23 products, but how far they look to scale this application. And these numbers are massive. So the announcement of the Walmart China blockchain traceability platform came with the introduction to the first batch of 23 product lines that have been tested and launched on the platform. The platform is expected to scale by another 100 product lines by the end of the year, covering more than 10 product categories, including fresh meat products, rice, mushrooms, cooking oil, etc. Here's where things got a little bit out of hand. It is expected that Walmart China's traceability system will see traceable fresh meat account for 50% of all total sales of packaged fresh meat. Traceable vegetables will account for 40% of the total sales of packaged vegetables. Traceable seafood will account for 12.5% of the total sales of seafood by the end of 2020. One of the most notable partnerships for Vechain is the one that they have with the seafood supplier out in Italy, right? Fresh Seafood, I believe is the name. I'd have to double check, guys. A lot of information in here. But you see those numbers. That was the goal 4 years ago. 4 years ago, that was the goal, right? Now, let's keep going because, again, it has more legs to it. Now, there was an article published in 2017 that also talked about China's blockchain food traceability alliance. And you want to know who's involved with that? Walmart. Now, we're also going to talk about how they got there, but check this out here. Walmart, along with JD.com, IBM, and Tsinghua University, announced today that they will work together in a blockchain food safety alliance that will kick off with a collaboration designed to enhance food tracking, traceability, and safety in China to achieve greater transparency across the supply chain. The four companies will work together to create a standards-based method of collecting data about the origin, safety, and authenticity of food, using blockchain technology to provide real-time traceability throughout the supply chain. Now, the early blockchain supply chain work that Walmart was doing prior to the relationship with Vechain was IBM. That should show you just how far back IBM goes when it comes to blockchain technology. We're talking about 2015, 2016 here. But Tsinghua University, that's the interesting character in this story. So Tsinghua is considered an elite university over in China, and some of the most powerful leaders, government officials, entrepreneurs, businessmen have come from there. As a matter of fact, the current president is a graduate of this university. And I find that detail to be so interesting. And we're also going to read this quote here. I find it interesting because he talks a lot about an initiative called the Belt and Road. And longtime watchers of the channel know when we talk about Vechain, I always bring this up. The Belt and Road Blockchain Alliance. Back in 2019, Vechain became one of the founding members alongside Tsinghua University's Belt and Road Research Institute. So they have an entire arm dedicated to the study of the Belt and Road. Now, why that is so massive? Because I'm pretty freaking sure that Walmart China has stores, locations, warehouses, whatever, in areas all across where the Belt and Road is projected to ultimately be. I've been putting together this for a number of years, so I was really interested when I saw this headline come across the wires, guys, because that 200 million had to come from somewhere. Like we mentioned in the beginning, this is running on a private network. Remember, Vechain, it allows you to do both. It's one of those hybrid blockchains when you can run public and private nodes. So there's even more information out there. That's the beauty of this work. But I want to read this quote to you. Tsinghua University is committed to an in-depth research into food safety, one of the most important areas for improving quality of life in China and also around the world. We have already been working with IBM and Walmart to create a new model for food traceability using blockchain to support supply chain transparency and auditability. So that, again, was 2017. I'm bringing this up because I want people to understand, especially if you're new to the space, that Vechain has been at this for a while now. And what's beautiful about that is all of these developments are ready to hit the market. 200 million transactions. Had to come from somewhere. Now, on the subject of Walmart, let's talk about their role in this entire situation. I found a pretty freaking cool article, okay? And this also brings in the US side because there's not much about Vechain tapping into the US markets. However, they have been preparing, remember, the VUSD stablecoin. All right, they have their way in. Now, this article, courtesy of tech.walmart.com, where this is Walmart's page where they talk about their global tech endeavors, things like that. The article was written November of 2021, and it not only confirms everything that we just talked about from the Walmart side, from their website, letterhead and all, but it also talks about their story into food traceability, right? So within Walmart, it began in 2016. when the vice president of food safety in the company asked his team to trace a package of sliced mangoes to the source. It took his team 6 days, 18 hours, and 26 minutes. Boy, I don't know. They say patience is a virtue, but come on. While all the data was there in the system, arriving at the information took a long time. However, after partnering with IBM to create a food traceability system based on the Hyperledger Fabric, a project hosted by the Linux Foundation, Walmart could trace those mangoes stored in its U.S. stores within 2.2 seconds. Now, what's interesting about that is shortly after they joined forces, Walmart China joined forces with Vechain, they had to go through a similar situation where they provided information to the Food and Drug Administration. And much like this differential here, when they implemented blockchain technology, that process went from 6 days to 6 probably minutes. They didn't mention the exact amount of time, but I'm assuming it was a lot faster, right? If any of you have used Vechain, just moved Vechain from an exchange to a Vechain wallet, you know how fast that network is. So there's that. Now, she confirmed the alliance that Walmart formed in China, the Blockchain Food Traceability Alliance, right? Walmart, along with JD, IBM, and Tsinghua University in Beijing, built a blockchain ledger to track the movement of pork for its Chinese supply chain in 2016. Oh, that would have been lovely to have about 12 months sooner, which was a part of a new consortium to enhance food safety. IBM offered its blockchain platform and expertise, while Tsinghua University acted as the technical advisor of the key technologies for the process. Now, this piece here, I added because I just found it to be interesting. Didn't know this. In August of 2017, Walmart announced a blockchain partnership with big names in the supply chain industry, such as Dole, Kroger, McCormick, Nestle, Tyson Foods, and Unilever. Now, listen, I'm going to go in your bathroom right now. I guarantee you don't even have to go there. Go in your kitchen. All right. I guarantee you there is at least 3 products in your kitchen with the Unilever logo and 3 more in the bathroom. And so that's massive, right? That's really why I covered that. But they came together to collaborate and find new applications that could increase food traceability. Now, this is 2017. All right. We haven't seen anything in relation to Vechain working with these companies. However, I do know Morpheus and Unilever, they're together. Oregon Trail and Dole. I'd have to double check these. But what Walmart is doing in the supply chain industry, focused on food traceability, is going to gravitate to other companies. All right. So something else to keep your eye on. And then lastly, the piece of resistance here. She confirms it for us. One of the most significant pieces of news arrived that year from the Walmart China blockchain traceability platform and introduced the first batch of 23 product lines tested and launched on the platform enabled by Vechain's blockchain technology. So, like I said at the top of this one, there is a lot of legs to this, and I've been following this narrative since 2019. And I can tell you, 200 million transactions, I'm pretty sure that's just scratching the surface. And with the patent that they have for, on the surface, it's geared towards financial activity. But after taking in this information, I'm thinking that that could just be applied overall over the network to increase the scalability in transactions overall, which would just make it even better. So with that, that's the update. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Are you new to Vechain? How long you been holding Vechain? Let me know. Let's talk about it, because I know long-term Vechain holders, y'all sympathize with me. This one we've been holding on to for quite some time, and people have doubted it. People have talked about it. People have been like, oh, we can't see anything. It's not real. 200 million transactions. It's real to me. With that, you know what I want you to do. Have a great day. Have a prosperous day. And always remember that if the money is digital, so is the hustle.